very hard for all these Zergs that he's playing up against to deal with. Now we're going to go into Vani Research Station for the second map here. HyuN, can he figure Classic out, or is Classic going to run away with this? Let's jump into the game right now. Down here at 6 o'clock in the blue, our Zerg player, he's down 0-1. It is HyuN.
Up here in the top, in the red, as Protoss, it is Classic.
This guy's looking unstoppable in the matchup today. Let's see what he's got prepared for this specific map.
Yeah.
You guys will remember against Sulky, he did that very cheeky little Warp Prism harass at the backdoor natural.
Could very well see the same sort of style, or at least parts of it. We are seeing once again that drone scout come down. This time, probably just going to try and delay that early Nexus, I'd have to say. And he sees the pylon, so he knows, okay, the plan was to be a Nexus first. That is the plan, because he would have a Forge or a Gateway down by now.
Oh, and look at this. He's going to take that gold.
Oh, here we go. Mixing things up.
I like it. You have to do it against a player who just looks so comfortable in the matchup today.
Yeah, you got to mix things up. And I think the gold expands have been so strong. It's about doing it just right. It is a pretty exposed gold base compared to a lot of other maps. You know, it's right out there. If that gets attacked from an early attack, it's pretty hard to defend unless you got a lot of units on the map. There goes the Gateway. He's going to go 2 hatch before pool once again, actually. Going to go 1 at the third base, and 1 at the gold.
Let's see if he can scout this out. He's going to see how far along that hatch is. He's going to come in the main, see no pool. He's going to be like, okay, well, where is the other hatch? I'm sure he'll check the back.
Check the back, and from there, it's kind of like, well, okay, I know exactly where it is from here.
No.
Should be the gold. Funnily enough, though, he's not going to check for it just yet. He's just content and harassing in the main base. Got to make sure of that, though. Don't want to wait too long to find out that might really change your build-up if you know he's going for a gold base.
He goes down and checks his third. And he's like, okay, you're not going proxy yet. Something's wrong. He checks the back, and he must know that it's a gold. Nothing else makes sense.
We have actually seen, like, on occasion, the Zerg take the further out base as well, like what you think would be a 4th base in terms of normal bases for the Zerg, and then get the pocket natural.
Try to be super slippery like that.
Yeah, like really get out on the map before you expand inwards, essentially. But he does scout that gold base straight off the bat after scouting that pocket natural.
Yeah, and HyuN does know he saw that probe going over with an Overlord, so everybody's fully aware of what's going on in this game. No secrets here.
No secrets. It's all out in the open, Valdez.
Yeah.
Now, what will Classic's reaction to this be?
That's the big question here.
That is the interesting question.
And like we saw in the last game, it's not going to be as easy to do that kind of harass with the 4 gates, you know, in the Warp Prism, because you can't force field off that ramp. Although he could still do it just to get over there a little bit quicker.
Yeah, you could do that. Definitely do that. Just, you know, the gold base is also very exposed compared to anywhere else. Like, it's going to be hard to defend that, as well as your main base. If there's a Warp Prism, like, there's a lot of potential for damage. HyuN's going to have to get out his units pretty early on.
So there's 4 lanes out on the map. He's making more drones, and there's a Zealot, a Mothership Core, and a Stalker about to hit this gold base. HyuN does not have enough to defend against this.
No, the drones are actually going for the Zealot. They're going to take out a few of the drones, actually. And the Queen going to be down as well. So nice damage already from Classic.
Oh, a couple more hits. There you go.
He can start working on drones now if he wants.
Yeah. What is there to deal with this? He has to make another queen or just run away those drones. He's delaying a lot of mining time here. We do see that robotics facility up on the way too. So possible mortals, possible warp tech. Let's see. He's adding some more gates.
It might just be the same, you know. You're seeing a lot of sentries come out, and a few more gateways are added, as well as a forge.
Let's be careful with that mothership core. Okay, there we go.
Wow.
Quick reactions.
All right, so 3 gate, 1 forge, and that robo going into warp prism. More of the same. See if he goes for a third base behind this, or we'll go into something a little bit more aggressive. Probably the third base, I'd have to say.
Does have that forge finishing up. Although I think he did do that with the last game too,
Yeah,
just to get
did.
the +1.
Yeah, he went for that +1 pretty early on. And 6 is going to be 3 sentries in this mix. HyuN's going to spot this instantly with a Zergling there.
Yeah, look at that timing. Walks around right underneath that.
And a lot of Zerglings coming out right now. And +1 on the way and speed just about to finish.
Baneling Nest.
Whoa.
+1.
Baneling Nest.
Talking about mixing it up here. This is definitely one way to do it.
Yeah, HyuN's definitely got his own idea about this game. He has always had his own unique style as well. And, oh, look at this. Spore Crawler saying, what's up? Not going to do any damage there.
Warp Prism just flying around. I mean, it has been successfully deflected for now, but doesn't mean it can't still do damage. He's going to drop down and just warp in a bunch of units, and HyuN definitely does have to react to this.
Yeah, but look at this counterattack coming across the map. He could even cancel this third base. The cannon's not nearly finished. There's a lot of Lings harassing it at the same time this is going on.
But again, getting a lot of damage done here. He's even going to box in those queens. Well, a lot of Lings coming through.
Ooh, yeah.
Gonna force a lift off, and that prism will go down with 2 sentries. This is actually going to be totally cleaned up.
Big hit. Same time. Well, the Lings at the third base got cleaned up. It killed the cannon, but that's about it. But +1's about to finish, and so many Lings are coming out, Valdez. Going to have a photon overcharge, and he's getting a lot more sentries as well, but he's going to need a lot more. He's going to need +1 to finish before these Lings get up here.
5 gas coming through for HyuN at this moment in time.
Wow.
By the way, he goes into +1 for his ranged attacks after the +1 in melee.
All right, that makes sense. These Lings are simply made to kind of try and deny this third base and trade early on. But after that, he will go into that Roach Hydra style. Probably sticking with Roaches for a lot longer because it is HyuN after all.
So at the end of this all, do you really feel like Classic is too far behind? Because he has such a high probe count, and he has those 3 bases. He's also got decent upgrades, whereas HyuN was sitting on, like, what was it, 48 drones for a very long time. Only now is he really able to drone up and take extra bases.
They seem pretty even right now for everything that's happened so far in the trades. Like, they're on equal supply. The economy obviously is definitely going to be in favor of HyuN because he does have that gold base, but Classic is in no real danger for the moment.
Liking the creep spread over there. Still has to connect his bases, though. Not the greatest creep spread. It looks like that 1 queen had a lot of energy. He just put 4 tumors over there.
He's slowly getting it done. You know, he's creeping towards the middle of the map. It's kind of impressive from the gold side. You know, he's going to hit that Zelnaga tower soon.
Really wants to control that side of the map.
And look at this, 2 Stargates going down as well. Very smart, but HyuN scouts it very early.
No. Did Classic actually see that Spire, or was he just planning some kind of transition? Okay, yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's watching that Spire. He sees what's up.
3 mutas. We were talking about this before. This is a very efficient way to clean up War Prism harass.
Yeah, this kind of stuff's just going to stop happening when 3 mutas are out. Till then, though, this could do some work. To try just get rid of a Spine Crawler before he picks up.
It's something, but he did lose a lot of.
Oh, mutas come out of the gold base, so he's going to chase it down. Fortunate there for HyuN.
Nice. And the rest of this will be cleaned up. Do see a heavy transition into Hydras here. Not a very high count of roaches coming out so far.
Not just yet. Yeah. Smart from HyuN. +3 on the way. Let's see how many Phoenix Classic kind of commits to from this. You only saw a few mutas. Does he really want to commit that many? You got to be safe, but you got to make sure it's the right choice. You don't want to be investing in Phoenix. You don't have to.
No. Zergs can be tricky at times too. Just a lot more links coming through. Classic once again. I think he's going to go for Storm. He's done it in every game against Zerg so far today.
He's making that insane composition right now. Yeah, but no commitment to Storm, just Immortals and Gateways. It will be good for this kind of situation, but if he's behind the Nexus like this in a very awkward choke, I'd favor the Hydras.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. Puts on the Photon Overcharge. He has to be very careful about engaging this.
All right, well, positioning very carefully right now.
Yeah, look at that massive concave.
Looks like we're going to see Classic move out, start engaging this. He has so many force fields to work with. He can trade pretty efficiently. A big blink forward early on.
He's going to try to fight the right side of this army, and actually a lot of lifts coming through too.
Very smartly done.
Classic getting a very good trade over there, but at the same time, well, actually not that many probes go down, so actually a fantastic trade for Classic.
Yeah, that couldn't have been more one-sided, Valdez. That was ridiculous. He shut down absolutely everything without taking much damage, and we're going to see a very scary counterattack.
It's kind of just like another very ill-fated attack out of HyuN. That could have just lost him the game.
I think it might just have.
We're going to have +3 finish for the Protoss. He's got 30 Blink Stalkers.
30 Blink Stalkers.
What do you make against that right now? You got no Vipers.
He's making Zerglings and Hydras, but it's a much smaller number this time around. Classic with like a 20 supply lead, kills the 4th base. He has so many sentries left over. He's got a lot of force fields, Immortals, that he can just move back now because they're on equal economy. Go into Storm.
Classic, man.
Make it even easier.
He cancels the pylon even. He's like, nope. Back to defense mode.
Damn. Just like that.
He starts Storm and some upgrades now. Bartosis is watching. He's going to be so happy.
I hope he's not happy because this is not fun to watch. It's like, this needs to be more interesting. And actually, you know what? Bartosis did do an article recently about the Storm hosts.
Yeah.
He said they were... I actually haven't got a chance to read it all, but on the sound of it, he seems pretty pro-Swarm host in my opinion. Let's go with that for now anyway.
More on that later.
We see Templars being added. And now the Storm is going to be on the map as well.
Yeah. And the cannons too, man.
This composition is going to be even weaker against this army.
Classic, he's just kind of perfected the style at this point. It doesn't seem like any Zerg has had any chance of defeating this today, but let's see how he can do this. Really nice force fields on the right side of the army.
Oh, where are the Storms? Not finished just yet.
Okay, there it is.
Seconds away.
Storm, is he going to go for it? Looks like he's saving it for now. Okay, there it is. Really nice Storms on the right chunk. And still so many of these +3 Blink Stalkers doing tons of damage. Big Blink forward.
And from here, there's just no answer from HyuN. He's trading with his army. Blink forward's going to give HyuN a couple of Stalkers, but that's about it.
Yeah, still Classic is having pretty good trades. Still in the 4th base from Classic. He's sticking on 3 for a long time. Still making probes. There it is, okay.
It's denied by some changelings. Wow.
I'm really loving just this heavy harass style while playing very passive play out of Classic.
He kind of just waits for the Zerg to come to him.
Yeah. He's like, if you want to attack me, sure, but I'm just going to chip you away and just make you more and more nervous in this game, make you feel like you almost have to attack me at some point.
That count of High Templar just getting higher and higher. The units getting higher and higher. They're in the same supply right now.
I see mutas coming out on the map.
Well, there's a cannon in every base, which is the next problem for that. So I'm not sure if he's going to find much luck with the muta switch at this point. We have seen players do very well with it in the past, though, like simply adding in 8 mutas to go in and do some harassment during the game and win you the game. I think BL was doing that a lot. But at this point, when the army's been broken, the economies are equal, the composition is in such heavy favor of Classic right now. Not even Vipers on the map, by the way.
Yeah, he never made a single Viper.
Not even made a Hive, actually.
Yeah. But yeah, these 8 mutas, I just don't see them getting any damage done. He's already got 2 Stargates. He easily just throws down the Fleet Beacon, and just so easy to hold off. They might buy HyuN like a tiny bit of time, but Classic was going to play passive anyway, so he's just totally fine to take that 4th base and sit back.
Yeah, and now, finally, Infestation Pit has been added. Tunneling Claws as well on the way, surprisingly. Kind of transitioning a little late into some of these things. You know, these mutas are going to be caught out and destroyed. Put down as they go for an assimilator.
Well, 800 gas down the drain. Goodbye.
Farewell, gas. Farewell.
Hive finally coming through. The +2 armor going to finish up for the Protoss.
Classic needs an observer with this army. Not really whapping on any of this creep that's made it all the way to his doorstep.
Yeah, he's got 1 observer. He has so many cannons, but those are static defense. And
There we go. He's finally hockeyed it with his army, so he should be able to move out in the map now. But this threat of a counterattack is just keeping him at home.
These Phoenixes, though, very mobile, very easily able to keep tabs on this army, where an observer may not be able to because of that Overseer.
Oh, some Bird Roach is going to be caught out as well.
Look at this. All these cannons and the lifts. It's like, well, here's some free roaches.
You know what? He's just buying time, which is probably the best thing at this point. He's making 62 Lings behind this and 5 Infestors. I'm curious to see what his Ling upgrades are, actually.
I think he had maybe +2.
Yeah, he's got +2 for everything right now, so okay.
Yeah. And again, just another counterattack being threatened here by HyuN. But still, I wonder if Classic could, like, just snipe a 4th base and recall. And he's got so many cannons.
Well, he left his Mothership Core at home, which is a big problem with this one.
Ooh.
Still, a lot of cannons are going to trade out a lot. It's going to be a bit of a base trade. But the moment Classic turns it around, so long as he's got rid of all the important tech, he should be fine to just crush what's left over.
We got a big Muta switch on the way.
Oh, look at this. Very smartly adding DTs in the main base, so he should be able to deflect this because there's only 1 Overseer and it's out of position.
All these Infestors do nothing. They go down for free. Not even a single fungal.
Not a chance at all. They're all full energy right now.
Yep. So Classic just going to blink forward, just going to try to trade this one out. Both players heavily supply blocked at this point. Classic now putting down a Nexus in the only place he possibly could because the map is very nicely covered by creep.
Yeah, look at this. Mutas are actually added into this composition. Quite a lot of mutas at this point. So very smart from HyuN, you know. Going into this base trade style. This is actually going to get pretty ugly. It's going to force Classic back now. So long as Classic holds on to a bunch of probes, he should be okay. And all this army is essentially all in. HyuN just going straight for the main. If he loses this army, he loses the game. And there's no escape at this point.
No. All these High Templars, once they finally get into the mix, a straight-up fight is going to go heavily in Classic's favor. And he's just making, like, 7 cannons in his natural.
He's going to block the ramp with Changelings and try and go for the elimination. Let's see if he can do it. Classic's caught on, though, and he is running towards him. So many cannons have been made at the pocket natural, though. It's going to make things a lot harder.
Oh, Lord.
And he loses the Overseer, so he has no detection for these DTs.
Already getting to work. All the probes even being pulled to try to defend against this. He knows he just has to save his buildings, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. Storm's going down on all of the Zerg army, and everything is being ripped to pieces. The only thing that remains is 5 mutas.
5 mutas left over, and there's still 6 cannons in this base.
HyuN going to try to hold on for as long as he can. He's even going to lose these 5 mutas.
Well, I think that's about it. I think he can come back from this one, Valdez.
He's going to try to do a big Ling run by, I guess.
It seems that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, Classic is being revealed, but how are you going to kill that many cannons?
Especially when you got Zealous and DTs there to help out as well. Probably a probe or two with the army. There's never going to be a chance of Classic losing this game.
No. And he's even going to see it with an hallucination there. And he's like, oh, I'm fine. He even has probes with this army. All he has to do is clear up some creep and put down some buildings. He can put it over there on the left side even. And at the same time, like you said, there's no way that HyuN is getting through that wall.
No, he's even making a little sort of concave. He's making it that much harder. And there we go.
Last-ditch effort out of HyuN, but that's going to be it. There's no way he can defeat this. GG, Classic will move on in second place.
Some very convincing games, that one. HyuN just not finding anything. Try to attack, but Classic is just too defensive, too powerful in this matchup right now. He's kind of figured it out, just forcing the Zerg's hand, playing that defensive style, and having just an unbreakable third base.
Yeah. So many cannons. It's probably the most cannons I've ever seen in a game, actually. And it worked out so well for him, you know?
Yeah, it really did. It's a great idea, a great sort of thought behind it, considering the situation and where the Zergs are in the meta right now. Like, this is kind of what you have to do. It's one of the easier ways to play this matchup. Sit back, defend.
Yeah. It's like a slow-rolling snowball that eventually turns into an avalanche that you just can't stop. And guys, let's go into that interview right now with Classic, the guy who got out in second place.